And here we are again. The best in the business. I am your host, Steve Cully, best podcast host in the universe for Husky Huddle. And with me, as always, the greatness himself. He looks fantastic today.
I do. Well, thank you, Steve Cully.
You do look fantastic.
Well,
Well,
because I hit the sauna today.
Oh, you went in the sauna. Okay. I had a long weekend, so I got to see all my friends, and we got to talk some Uconn football. It was good. When I was at Razul's event, and I got to see everyone. It was all the podcast guys. I got to see Mulcahy came out. Tyler King. Oh my God. Tyler King, I wanted to murder because he couldn't figure out how to buy a ticket, which was amazing. And then he wanted to stay at the same hotel that I was staying at with my dad.
Sure.
He comes obviously late. And the reason he's late is because he stops at a dispensary in Connecticut to buy weed because it's cheaper than Massachusetts. That's why he's late.
To each their own.
So he goes to the hotel first, and he never tells me this. The event started at 6, and I was speaking, so I got there on time. And Tyler was late, but he expected to ride over to the event with me. So he's at he ends up calling me at like 7:00. He's at the hotel and he's flipping out because I wasn't responding to him. He was texting me and calling, and like I didn't have my phone ringer on because I'm talking to people. I'm like, Tyler, I'm interacting with people. Our friends are here. And he was so mad. And then he drove over. He ended up driving over to the event, and after that, he kind of cooled down, and we had some fun. We had some fun. It was good. It was good to see the guys.
Sounds like it was good.
No, it was. It was. It was. It was the other part that was funny. We were the only white people there. That cracked me up too.
That's good. You were invited to the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Was did
My dad had
Erica go?
Yeah, Erica went. Yeah, Erica's going to rebel tonight because Frank can't do it. Frank is in Savannah, Georgia.
For Frank.
Yeah, Frank. This is spring break for us, so he's in Savannah until like Wednesday.
Got it.
So I got Erica and I got Larson to come. You remember Jeff? We had him on before.
Oh, we have 4 people on?
No, it's just the 3 of us. No, I guess there's 4. Yeah. Because I didn't know if Erica could do it, so I invited Jeff as an emergency, just to have enough people. So it'll be the 4 of us for it.
Okay.
I apologize. I was trying to get. Well, it was 4 last week.
Yeah.
So no, it was 3. No, I apologize. I was trying to replace Frank. And
no, it was 4.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. So it'll be good. It'll be good because we'll get Erica. Erica loves to spar with you. She was disappointed because she wanted to meet you.
Where?
No, well, she was hoping that she asked if you were coming to the event.
Oh.
I told her that you had a tournament the day before, so you couldn't make it up. But she she loved being on the show, and she absolutely wants to come on. She's got a lot to say.
Well,
Uh,
good.
but
That'll be good.
we were talking about the team,
Okay.
and so those guys, my friend Uwe and Bellamy, they and Razul, they have a box that they're
Okay.
paying for the season,
Right.
and it's $10,000 total.
They all share it, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, they all go together. They bring their kids, and it's 10 freaking grand.
That's cool.
That just blew my mind. 10 grand for 6 games.
I guess that's what the going rate is, right?
I mean, maybe, but I didn't think UConn would charge that much. I mean, the boxes are nice, but 10 grand, they all pay a grand.
Pay a grand each.
Yeah, they pay a grand each to use it, and then they go to most home games.
Right.
And Sean, it was great to see, because Sean I haven't seen in, God, 20 years. It was so much. And Bev Sims came.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Bev Sims came. Bev was awesome. Bev sat with my dad. And
Well, thank goodness at least he had some sanity to talk to.
it was hilarious, because the place was really like in not the best area of Hartford.
Yeah, sure.
So we're driving to it, and he keeps asking me, "Are you sure? Are you sure this is it? Are you sure?" And then you turn off onto a side street, and
Right.
Whip Factory's at a beautiful building and everything. So that's what's so crazy about it.
Well,
But we had it was a blast. It was a good event. We got a decent turnout, and we raised some money.
that's good.
But we talked about the team and everything, and
What do people think?
well, we argued over the Rashada kid visiting. I don't like I said I'll stay up there and tackle him if he comes. I don't think we need him. We have to. Everyone loves the podcast, by the way. After I did my speech, I had probably about 20 people come up to me and thank me, whatever. But they also like, "Oh, we want to hear the podcast. Can you give us the podcast?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's just Coach Schuman's Sports and Entertainment. That's the network you go to, and it's right there." And I also gave them a couple of links on Spotify, but we should have a lot more viewership now, because they were so excited and wanted to hear us.
Well, that's good.
Because
Whatever.
they said the same thing that we did. There's no coverage of Uconn football.
Very limited coverage. Yeah.
And it's frustrating. And the guys that came, all of them are Connecticut guys.
Right.
So they said the same.
So they know. Right. So yeah, I get it.
And they said they agreed, like, our shows should be affiliated with UConn, because nobody covers them. Even we talked about the Jim Moore press conference, and nobody was there.
Nobody. Yeah. Nobody.
There's 2 people interviewing him.
It's weird.
What other head coach in the country would get 2 people at a major press conference after spring practice ends when he hasn't spoke all year?
It's weird.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I don't know why. I have no idea why it happened that way. And that's what's concerning. And so they all agreed, they like, obviously they love our shows, and they want us to be on the network, be on Uconn Plus or be on Store Central,
Right.
something like that, because they just don't get it. So it's very frustrating. They don't know what's going on. All they know is Joe Figiano should be the starting quarterback, hands down. Skylar Bell is special. He's on a different level, and thank God we have him. There was I think he's a transfer linebacker. His name is Tyquan King. He had a very good spring. They said that he's a guy that is going to step up and make plays. So that was good to hear.
What makes their
trying to find,
like what was the kind of results of the spring game?
Well, they didn't do a spring game. Oh, he's the Temple transfer. They didn't do a spring game. They did just like a practice it was situational. Like they didn't do any indie or anything. They just went into playing. It was live, but I don't think there was no tackling.
Got it.
It was live, but no tackling. Obviously couldn't get near the quarterback. So it was just an odd situation that, they obviously did, offense, they put them back on the 20-yard line, and it was just like a practice. They'd have a 10, 12 play script. And then they did some red zone. They did some short yardage. And then at the end, they did true, like, move the ball. They put the ball on the minus 35 and move the ball. And the first offense stood out the most, obviously. They said Joe really has come into his own. And because a couple of the guys went to the practice, the one that they had open to everyone.
Okay.
And they said Joe really stood out. He throws the ball well. His accuracy's gotten better. He's got leadership qualities. He steps up. He'll get on guys if they're not doing their job. Cam Edwards is on a different level. He's unbelievable. They said that he just anytime they run a zone, like, he is so good at reading it and cutting, and he's got that breakaway speed that makes a difference. And then Skylar Bell made a ton of plays, and a receiver by the name of Raymello Murphy, I believe was his name. He made a lot of plays. Now, the question I had was, if you look at their roster, what's scary is the guy that was also very good last year, Josiah Gavings, is no longer on the roster.
Who is he? Other
He's
type.
the receiver. He was he was the third receiver.
Oh, okay.
It was him, PJ Sheffield, and Josiah Gavings were the three top receivers. And Gavings is not on the roster. So
he must have transferred then.
I that's what I thought too, but I can't find anything like any announcement that he transferred. They announced that Welver transferred.
Josiah Gathing. I want to thank God for putting me in this position to play the game I love most. With God's grace, none of this would be possible. I'd like to give thanks to Maura and Coach Moore. Blah, 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 blah. With that being said, I am in the transfer portal.
Oh, so you just got to go to Twitter. That's what it comes down to.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
2 years of eligibility, and here's his film.
Okay. He's good.
He's pretty good.
He's good. Wow. Why the fuck would they do that?
All these kids all go to transfer portal. I mean,
yeah, but he's gonna play. Like, I mean, it's either that or money. Like, that's what I don't.
Yeah, you probably can't get enough money. There's only so much money to go around.
Yeah, no, I know. It's disappointing. We talked about that, and Charlie Baker is the commissioner of the NCAA, has done absolutely nothing. And they have to put, as Mulcahy said, guardrails on this, because it's getting just way out of hand. It's getting out of hand with the money. It's getting out of hand with the kids leaving and the kids coming in. You're getting kids that are 3-time transfers. Like, I don't get that. Like, I wouldn't want a kid who transferred 3 times.
It's a different world, man.
No, I know. I know it is, but still, like, would you, even as a college coach, would you trust the kid who was a 3-time transfer?
It's certainly gonna be harder, sure.
Like that Jaden Rashada. Like, I don't trust him. He didn't even go to Florida. Florida gave him a great deal. He doesn't even show up. And he goes to Arizona State. They give him a better deal. And played a few games, but not much. And then he goes to Georgia. Like, to me, that's, if he comes to us, that's really a 4-time transfer.
Right. So
that's what scares me. Is like, I don't think we need kids like that. I wish, we were talking about it, because a lot of the guys that came were guys that got redshirted and, developed. And they're not doing that. They're and I understand, like what you said, you have to replace a 22-year-old with a 22-year-old or a 21-year-old. You can't afford to bring in all freshmen, because you don't have time. You don't have time to develop them. If you have 1 bad year or 2 bad years, you're gone as a coach. So that's what, that's what a lot of the guys were saying, that it's just frustrating. Like, they have rankings on Store Central of the transfers coming in and the confidence that the coaches have in them. Okay.
Right.
So Kobe Albert, he was a transfer. I think he was from Iowa State. They predict him to their confidence in him is high. That's what it literally says. Confidence high. Prediction, confidence.
Confidence, huh?
Yeah, that's how they're ranking him. Javonte Green, confidence high. Trent Jones, too, high. Now, I played with Trent Jones. Trent Jones was the defensive back when I played. And he ended up transferring, I think, his junior year because he wasn't playing.
Right.
But that's his son. And he's a defensive tackle. And he transferred in as well. Yeah, he's the Iowa State kid, and they have high confidence in him. MJ Flowers, the running back from Eastern Illinois, confidence high. So it's funny they go down the list. Now there's only one. Everyone's high. There's one kid who's low.
Low.
Yeah, there's only one who they have confidence in, and it's linebacker Yanni Karlaftis. And he came from Northwest Purdue.
Okay.
So he's a linebacker from Purdue. The confidence in him is low. Now, he transferred initially from Purdue. Then he went to Northwestern. And now he's with us. So it's like unbelievable to me. You're bringing in 30 transfers and 12 freshmen. And you're hoping that the 12 freshmen stay.
30 transfers, huh?
Yeah, and they're still looking to add more.
It's amazing.
He's looking to bring in 7 guys, 6 to 7.
He is.
Yeah, because they're not as confident at the receiver position. They would take someone there. They would take another linebacker. They're not super confident with the linebackers, and they would take another defensive back because they had a pretty good secondary last year.
Yeah.
That Malik Dixon was good. So they're still looking for transfers. So it's just amazing to me that they would do that. And then, Julius.
Maybe they'll get Trevor Pena from Syracuse.
I hope they take. I mean, I do think that Mike is smart with how he spends and who they take. They're very judicious about the spending and about who they go with, which I think is smart. They don't just throw money around. I think being selective with their transfers is good because they definitely get good value for the kids that they pick.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure MJ Flowers isn't getting a fortune. I don't think there's anyone on the team that's getting 7 feet.
Right. That makes sense.
So to me, that's huge.
Well, I mean, they don't have the budget to spend 7 figures on anybody. I mean,
no, they don't. They don't. I mean, they could, give everything to one or two guys. I mean, I'm sure the budget overall is 7 figures, but they would never have enough to give 7 figures to one guy and still bring in 20 others. So now I'm looking at the recruits that they possibly may take as transfers. They have that listed as well.
Right.
It's hilarious how they list it all. They put it all out there. Like I don't know why. So yeah, there's a kid from Dartmouth that they're looking at. He is a defensive end, 6'4", 255, from Philadelphia. He's a possibility for a transfer. They're looking at Carter Emmanuel.
Okay.
Jesus Christmas.
What?
He's just been all over. He's been at Appalachian State, Arkansas State, and Arkansas. And we've offered him, so we're trying to get him. And then there's another running back, defensive back, Xavier Wimbush. He is Bryant, Buffalo, and us. And he visited us on, he's coming on an official visit May 30th. So they have 7 guys listed right now that they've offered, and that are coming on visits that are transferred.
And this is all at Store Central?
Yeah.
Like Store Central or Rivals.com?
I've never been on Rivals.com. Rivals.com is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out just for the hell of it. Because I just want to see. Oh, maybe because I don't think that they need to bring in another quarterback. I know even with Welliver leaving.
Well, Welliver's gone.
Yeah, but they have like 7 already.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not. Obviously they're not confident in everyone.
Right.
You go to football recruiting. So how does it work when you go to Rive? Wow, it's got a lot of players.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
But can you look by team?
You can.
You can. Okay. Do you have to have a subscription to it?
I don't think so.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, it's just amazing to me to see. God, there are so many kids that jumped in this transfer portal.
There's over 10,000 kids in the transfer portal right now.
10,000?
Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
Yep.
And you were telling me that the majority of them don't get signed or don't get what they want and end up having to play.
Probably more don't get what they want. They
don't get what they want, and they end up having to go to a lower level or just commit somewhere and not get any money, right?
Yeah.
If they want to keep playing. That's what's also scary. Like I would never enter the transfer portal unless my third party agency was working and confident that, or it had talked to another school, and I knew that I was going to get an offer.
Yeah, well, I think that the transfer portal is a major problem as a whole, but it's not. It's just because they transfer one place to the other. Like, there's no, you can't rely on any kind of security from any of these.
Right.
Like, it's literally year to year. You know what it's like.
It is.
You ready? I'm gonna give you what it's like. You ready?
Yeah.
Coaching a freshman team. You know how you coach the freshmen, and the next year you have a whole
you get a whole new team,
crop of freshmen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You get a whole new crop of kids. You're right.
A whole new crop of kids.
You're right.
So you have to like figure out which kids can do what. Blah 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 blah. It's kind of like that, right? Like,
yeah. 100%. That's why, like, I understand now why.
Or maybe a JV squad, but like they're high level athletes.
Exactly.
Right?
I understand now why these schools have like a recruiting staff. Like when I coached, we had just a recruiting coordinator, and we did recruit. Now all these schools have staff, and they're the ones who evaluate the film and only pass on the top guys to the position coaches.
Right.
And then the position coaches, when they go on the road, they go see them. So I understand that because there's so many kids.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off.
Well, what do you think the solution should be for the transfer portal?
I think like what Frank said. I think you should be able to transfer once. I think if you want to transfer twice, you have to
sit out of the year.
You have to sit out a year.
One free transfer.
Yeah, and then I know they proposed only having one transfer portal and have after the season and getting rid of the spring transfer portal.
Well, I think that would be a good idea. It's like having free agency twice every year. Like the NFL has it once every year.
Yes, right? That's what I think they should do, because it's too much. You can't manage it twice a year.
Right. I agree with you.
Because you lose someone in the spring, you're scrambling to try to replace them. Right? And you got 10,000 kids to pick from.
There's no way you could replace them.
So how they get it done? Like,
I mean, well, the thing is, they're all shopping. All these kids are shopping.
Yeah,
they have people that are shopping for them.
They're window shopping, like you said.
Yeah, and the people are reaching out to them behind closed doors all the time, like handlers and agents, even if they're not in the portal. I heard it best said. I can't remember who said it, but they said the transfer portal is all the time. There is no such thing as of someone not in the transfer portal. They're all in the transfer portal. It's just a matter of whether they stay with you or not.
You're right. They're always in.
Someone's always talking to them.
Someone is always like you have no protection. Like anyone can go at any time.
No doubt.
That's scary.
Anyone can go at any time.
That is absolutely scary to me.
I mean, they're going to go in the next window. That's why if you do it once a year, it'll and only have one free transfer. But I don't know, like legally, like someone would have to take a stand and say, "I don't care. We'll go to court." You know what I mean? Like, let's go to court over this.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, And I think that nobody wants to be the bad guy, meaning that say that they're anti-athlete. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to come across as being anti-athlete. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does 100%.
So they don't want to be the coach, or not the coach. They don't want to be the administrator to go and say, "Oh, I came up with something that was anti-athlete." You know, like listen, they can argue what they want about like coaches and say that coaches jump around. Coaches have contracts, multi-year contracts, and there's a buyout if they want to leave. That the other right, there's no buyout here. There has to be a buyout. Like if someone wants to leave, shouldn't there be a buyout?
That's what they're now putting in the contracts for the NIL.
They are okay.
Schools are putting that in to try to protect them. They're putting in like basically if you sign an NIL, some of these schools are putting contracts in that are very, very strict, where if you leave and don't give notice by a certain amount of time, you have to pay back the money.
Right.
Some have, if you leave at all, you're required to pay back all the money. So they're not messing around. I mean, they're like, fuck this. Like, we have to protect ourselves.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Yeah. So, oh, it is. It is. I just hope that Mora definitely has a good head on his shoulders. He knows what he's fucking doing. I absolutely trust him.
Yeah, I think Mara's good. So
he's done a good job managing this, and to me that's what counts the most. Is that he's done a fantastic job. Something that is very, very difficult.
I think it's very difficult. I think it's very, very difficult.
So how you said that you guys didn't end up competing on Friday?
I said that what?
You guys didn't end up doing, or you did the show
showcase on Friday. Yeah.
How was that?
Good. Some really good athletes.
And what age group did you get?
It's middle school and freshman.
Oh, okay. And you have them. You take them through like the combine stuff.
I don't do the testing anymore. I just do the agility, position drills, and 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they like it.
That's really good. That's really good for experience.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How did Troy do?
Troy didn't do it. He's not in middle school.
Oh, he's not. That's right. He's not old enough.
No, he's still a pup.
And that's the other thing we talked about was how we don't we don't use guys like you and the resources we to make a difference in recruitment.
Well, we've never used that, so that's never.
But that's so dumb. Like, I tried to show Julius has kids who are 2027, 2030, 2026 that can play. That 100%, I think that Uconn should be recruiting. And I watched their huddle highlights for their junior year or whatever, and then I watched their tournament highlights, and they do great. So that's why I think that I just think that they're, by not utilizing someone like you, they're missing out on a whole crop of kids.
They're not gonna. They figure they'll see him anyway at some point.
Yeah, I just bullshit.
That's what they figure, though. I mean, that's how they approach it. You know.
But how can you not call Dave Schuman, who knows every high school coach in Jersey, basically, that has talent, and not take advantage of that, of at least getting in touch with some of the top kids, you know?
That's just how it is. They don't. You got to be on the inside. Now, they take the stuff that if you give them stuff, do they eventually use it? Some of them, sure, but they don't reach out though. They're not going to reach out about it. You have to send it to them, and then they may use it, they may not use it, but they're not gonna. They don't have. They used to do this, not UConn per se, but a lot of schools used to have conversations with it. Not as many anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's what's frustrating. That's what's disappointing. Even Julius, with the kids he had. I mean, he's
Right.
got 55 kids that that can play. He starts working with kids when they're 9 years old. He's got a youth group, the junior high group, and the high school group.
Right.
And I think that makes such an impact because he trains them from the ground up when, he doesn't have to re-coach them, someone who has bad technique or doesn't know what they're doing. He can teach them from the start the right way to have technique, the right way to do things. And that's what I think is important. But maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
It doesn't matter anymore because of the transfer portal.
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing that, hurts them. You're absolutely right. Like they don't the kid that I saw, I thought was a surefire Division I offer. That's where he should be. And I saw his senior highlight tape, and then I saw his camp tape. He had no offers coming out of his senior year, and he played well. Like this is a kid. He was literally blocking guys 20 yards downfield. That's how far he was staying on his blocks. He's a big kid. He's physical. He plays in Alabama. That's the other thing. Julius gets kids from other states that work with him. He's got a kid from Alabama that comes every Sunday and works with them. And the kid now just started getting offers, but he got like Division II. Like he got West Virginia Wesleyan, Hampton, I think he got. And then he mentioned, I don't know if it's legit or not, but he said Tulane.
Tulane, okay.
Was the only 1A school that came in. But we're getting closer to May, and it just blows my mind. And I just hope that we get this figured out before, like Joe D had said, some sort of disaster happens and steps in.
Like what?
I don't know. Joe D said like it's going to take a scandal or something to get the NCAA involved.
Something will happen.
Yeah, so, something has to. Something has to. Because I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do. I just know that we're capable of having a 9 or 10 win season, and like the over under I still think is at 8. That should be the worst we should do. And I've been complaining about being aggressive and getting into a conference, and all the guys even said, like, we have to show that we can win and draw fans, and then someone will take us. I mean, even though we're not playing the best competition, we got to show we can beat who we can beat and draw fans to the stadium. Like, I went through the attendance, and 2 games had 30,000 people. And the NCAA, to be a 1A school in the first place, the FBS, you have to have a stadium that holds 30,000 people.
Right.
We have a stadium that holds 40, and we get 20 in the 20s for the majority of them. So that's disappointing. But I think, like, if we come out and we beat a BC or a Syracuse or a Duke, then I think we have some real leverage.
Next week, hopefully, we can get some better information.
Yeah, I'd like to know if Rashada actually visits.
Yeah,
I see the transfer have that are going to be visiting. So they're looking to add whatever.
no doubt. All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to talk about.
I talked a lot. I thought I did. I gave you
some. You talked the whole time. It was impressive.
I thought I gave you some good information. I did
some great information.
I gave you what I had.
You ASMR'd me to death.
Oh, the ASMR. Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna go at 8:30. Can we do Rebel first again? Do you mind?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. That'll be fun. I can't wait for that. And hopefully I'll have my computer fixed so this works.
Absolutely. All right.
For another banner episode of Husky Huddle, I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully, and the man himself, Coach Schuman. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them back at life.